folks. So that's going to complete both of our drafts. And like you talked about, Cayman, I really want to punch this even further home. Opposite playstyles on the map, and that really sets up for this game to be one-sided depending on how far we go into it, in my mind.
I mean, that's really what it is, right? You're looking at Ultra Prime with Taliyah and Vi wanting the Renekton. Climber, obviously, with that knowledge on the top side, Jung obviously showing so much aggression is just going to take that Dragon on the bot side. But with that pressure, Jung can just going to walk into a death trap with Taliyah, with Vi, even Renekton at this point in the game can be so scary. Because Baya was first on the move, they were able to get up there, but now Sauce's in trouble.
Sauce gets the flash headbutt. They get it into the seismic shove. Sauce's trying to survive under his turret. How long can he thrive for? A while is definitely the answer, but Climber here will trade back Sauce, even through the Unbreakable will. So Climber's hover definitely makes it a 1-for-1, but Ultra Primer just further accelerating this Renekton as much as possible in the early phase.
Yeah, continues to be quite a bad moment there for the Yorick. 5v5 around Grubs. We are kicking it off early, Slayer. I am excited for the rest of these lower thirds, I promise you that.
But it's another positive trade for Zhang, and he's going to try and threaten another plate off this turret, or maybe just proxy another wave, or the third option, which is dive even without dominance, and he's got more than enough damage to slice through Sasa. Zhang right back to form from his last series, gets the first dragons, as Sasa is going to keep himself safe for now. Junhao, maybe not the best vault breaker forward. You don't have a companion to follow you up just yet. The Weaver's Wall not being called on for Saber, but now they might try for the redive. There's the Weaver's Wall down, separates the Maiden and Sasa, but also unfortunately keeps Junhao away, and now he's got to walk out before the minion wave clears out. Sausa and Baya not close enough to really help this, as the flash has to come out from Saber. The Glacial Fissure forcing that one out, in Ultra Prime a little wonky, trying to play through their topside lead.
Very sloppy play.
Savior definitely the stronger mid-game AD carry right now, and you can see how many feats are up for grabs, knowing those objectives pointed out, but also we're still looking for that feat of warfare to be secured.
Junhao?
On tout, Junhao jumps after Climber, wasn't expecting YCX, and now has to flash back over the wall. Baya and a Valkyrie as well, as Climber tries to run down Ultra Prime. Sauce has to burn the flash into the culling from Savior. He's going to chase after him, dashes forward, gets the Qs down. Unbreakable will, is it strong enough to withhold the damage from Savior? The pillar says no, neither does the light beam to the forehead. Savior grabs himself his first kill of the series.
It's another big mistake by Junhao. He just vault breakers in, just assuming that he's going to be able to punish YCX for stepping up, but just doesn't have the realization that the rest of LGD is in the area. He has to lose his flash and most of his health bar to make that play. It costs his support his life as well.
Now gets the Herald, gets out. Here's the real fun we want to see. Sasa finally gets some space on this Yorick, and doing what a Yorick does best, knocking down structures. Control of a mid lane, as Zhang is joined the fray with the teleport in. And LGD have to back off their position in the river. They don't want this crash to come through and threaten a tier 1 turret. So Shelly will just get a good bash into the mid-tier 1. Dragon is warded up by Climber, so he knows it's being started, but very treacherous to walk into a Taliyah. YCX is going to try and bridge the gap with the Glacial Fissure. Is going to get the knock-up onto Baya, but LGD, they don't pull the trigger just yet. Climber has to lead the charge here. There's low engage tools on this LGD comp, and you can see how much they just struggle to even try and walk their way in. Poke down onto Zhang. He's going to go in after Sasa with the dominance pop, but he gets chunked out way too low at first. It's South's turn. Now try to step up on the front line as the Dragon is secured. Ultra Prime stopped the Dragon stacking, and now they can get out, and they're going to have to use Sausa to get out safely, sacrificing feats of warfare to shut down the LGD win con.
It's a huge ult from Saber throughout that entire exchange. The Weaver's Wall cutting off almost every member of LGD as that Dragon ends up going low. It was clear they wanted to try to get
doing right now with a deep TP flank that is not spotted out just yet. He's going to be a little too late for this Drake take. It is going to be secured by Climber. The Weaver's Wall comes down a bit early, but Zhang on the flank goes in right after XQW with the heal comes across. Can the melee stand up tall? Because Ultra Prime would try to run down Saber. Flashes himself back out. Baya eats the stun. Saber goes back in. XQW Sand Soldier stand up tall, and Ultra Prime fall flat on their face.
Oh, it looks so juicy. It looks so playable for them on a flank angle, but once again, it's Junhao who's completely separated from his team, going in way too early, getting blown up before the Renekton even is able to enter the fight. The 4v5 looks playable. Baya goes in to try.
See how Ultra Prime prioritize stacking near these objectives and taking timers when they know Sasa can't threaten the other side of the map. They're trying to do that now with Zhang pushing waves into that bot tier 1 turret, but we're in a weird, awkward standstill where Junhao and Climber were just, face to face, but the Coley comes across. Junhao getting chunked down. The pillar stops Junhao from getting out and keeps Xiaosha in place as well. What a position from Climber. Stops all of the Ultra Prime escape and sets them up for a huge Otacon take.
Absolutely gorgeous from Climber there. Not only is he completely blocking the escape from Junhao by stopping the Vault Breaker from going out, but the pillar coming in after that to shut down not only Junhao, but Xiaoxia's escape pattern. It's incredible. It's a free Otacon now for LGD. And Slayer, quite frankly, LGD are just executing better in these small, close quarters fights. Ultra Prime have had some small moments where they've been able to generate leads, but for the most part, when you look at that gold graph, LGD is favored because in the big moments, they're the ones who have been able to step up. And unfortunately, for Ultra Prime, it's been Junhao and Xiaoxia that are the ones that are getting constantly caught out in this mid game.
They have to do so much of that heavy lifting, trying to put together such a makeshift front line because, like we talked about, Zhang is trying to make it. They're getting threatened by Hextech Soul. They've got a Yorick now that can survive against Zhang. You're seeing it now. They can even strong side him, and this is what we feared from draft. Watch this. Goodbye, turret. Yeah, that's a Yorick and a Trundle hitting any one of your turrets going forward, Ultra Prime. Climber feels comfortable just trying to churn and burn it. It's on YCX and XQW to kind of hold the line here, but they can buy so much space with this Braum and Azir, and the call looks like it's coming out. Junhao eyeing a steal, but he's too late to that party. Baron for free. LGD's map pressure is about to tick up about 5 notches from before.
Yeah, if you were scared of Yorick Trundle without Baron, well, I've got some bad news for you. It's not necessarily going to look better with that Baron buff. This is the biggest objective that this comp
kind of predicted when it came to this matchup, that they are the much more potent damage threats on their team compared to the Ultra Prime side that we're still looking for consistency from. Is Zhang. He's going for Desperation Play, pops the Dominus. Weaver's Wall doesn't really cut off too many LGD members, but Junhao on the back of the fight gets the assist down into the seismic shove. It's Knock Up City, and Savior goes down. Has the miracle come in here for Ultra Prime? No, XQW is churning and burning with too many Sand Soldiers to deal with. They're on all sides, and Ultra Prime can only see a fate sealed in a gray screen. XQW picking up the quadra kill. Game 1 is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they felt like they found the perfect engage onto the Lucian, but they forgot this is a 26-minute Azir, and you cannot leave that champion alone. XQW doing a great job to space it. LGD playing the back half of this game incredibly well, so much so that they are going to be walking their way to a Game 1 victory.
Outside of a Zhang lead on the top side, LGD showing they're a cut above Ultra Prime in our opening. So once again, K-Man, in a completely different way, we have two diametrically opposed compositions, but this time it's in approaching team fights. Ultra Prime can't get the way over. Shockwave going to try and hold Junhao in place, but the seal could be set up with the Trickster. This actually is turning into a very treacherous 50-50, but the knockup lands through the Trickster. They're going to try and turn. Junhao hops onto the Dragon. It's going to be the Dragon traded. Ultra Prime get it, but can Saber get out? Yes, with the perfect execution, gets back over the wall, and that was a heist coming out from UP.
Ultra Prime team that we really needed to see come out and push the tempo here.
And they're really not going to drop a lot of minions for this either. I like the swing up Saber matches, but here comes the fighting we were expecting. Charm into knockup, into Chains of Corruption, 3 ultimates to the noggin of YCX, and he's got 3 letters he's desperately whispering as he goes back to the fountain.
Yeah, unfortunately for YCX, he started here.
Savior was breaking 80 carry rule number 1 right there, trying to clear vision. That's not your job, buddy. Luckily, not punished too heavily. Another 50-50 coming out. XQW says no, because this time the Shockwave lands on Junhao.
On the top side, but once again, we do see some trades down on the bot side coming in from these 2 top laners. It's really just about how much they want to commit in certain areas, and mid lane's going to commit on.
This game is all about layering ultimates. You just saw both bottom lane ults come out from the Ultra Prime and the flash forward for Baya. He is not messing around after he was quiet in game 1. That have to do with the kind of kills of the game.
You underestimate Adam. There it is. There it is. That's what we were waiting on.
All right. Well, let's see how many prime numbers come into play with this Rift Herald take on the top side. YCX throws down the dredge line, gets the depth charge knock up, and they're just throwing South into the air, but the flank comes out from Zhang. He's getting onto the back line. Both members of LGD backline are trying to flash back out, but here comes Saber over the wall with the killer instinct. Will he be able to get the most damage down? Yes, the 5-finger strikes are just doling out punishments. LGD crumble. It's only Sasa left to tell the tale.
It's only second Drake. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. I'm much more concerned about the gold lead that is in favor of Ultra Prime really being in the right spots. That's a 3-0 and 3 Varus. That is a 2-0 and 1 Akali. That is an Aatrox that is up almost 30 CS here. And you just got to be excited about where Ultra Prime is at, especially after a pretty rocky game number 1.
Gotta be excited knowing this is what it looks like when Zhang gets help on the lead.
The flank.
We know LGD won't go quietly as you get the Scion ultimate into the double knockup, and they pick off Baya. The ultimate layering this time goes to the side of LGD as we do see Zhang fly in. Shockwave gonna land on it too, but the knockups are coming through for the Aatrox. Saber goes into the backline, but he's struck in the shroud. He doesn't know what target to engage on until he eviscerates YCX. But that's the support down. Can Zhang use the one-ender to heal through this all? Cyclone off to the side from Zhuhao's gonna hit absolutely nobody as Sasa starting to push out the damage on the front side. Grand Entrance gets the knockup. They're trying to hold Sasa at bay. Will the Scion fall before Zhang heals through? No! The World Ender provides pivotal, but Savior trying to kite back on the MF. Can't get enough damage down! The knockups fly through, and it's all left on XQW, but there's no cooldowns left, and there's an assassin on his back! Ace down over to Ultra Prime!
Oh, what a fight, Slayer! In terms of how the last couple of fights have gone, but this is technically still playable if you can get a wombo combo off for LGD. I want to see Ultra Prime feel clean and closing this out.
Love this chase down, knowing there's no top turn or XQW to run towards. Phase Rush buys him a good amount of space, but Junhao just waiting on cooldowns, desperately trying to get close up for the dash. The Trickster's not getting close enough. Hexgate isn't going to XQW taking it. No, he ignores it. He's at this point just trying to play the stall game. How long can XQW survive before he ultimately gives this kill over? Shockwave going to be dropped on the 2 damage dealers. I need a timer up on how long XQW is going to live. Finally, a knockup lands, some CC down, slow layered as well. Junhao, look how long he's waiting to desperately dash in here, and he finally will at the twilight hour. XQW falls as expected.
Honestly, not a terrible play overall for XQW. Look at the ward coverage that's been set up here on the bottom side of the map. It's actually fully in there for LGD, as this dragon will be spawning in 15 seconds. So Saber now could be in danger under this tower.
Hexgate's trying to get them close enough. Teleport coming in here as well. Saber, how much time can you buy in the Shroud? A whole lot, he says, so far, as the Crescent Guard does catch him. Zhang TP's in with the one-ender, but he's going to eat a full plate of bullet time until he flashes right after Savior. Flash match, but can Savior kite back here? Because Zhang just has too much damage, and Baya has arrived to the fight. Marksman going blow for blow, but Baya is superior. Down falls LGD once more.
Oh, it looked like it could be a positive play for LGD, but boy, do we get that turned pretty quickly. That is a fantastic play from Zhang and from Baya to be able to capitalize. Saber still going way too deep and way too aggressive to try to make that play happen. It is a shutdown over to LGD, but at the end of the day, is it really anything other than yet another dragon going over to the side of Ultra Prime? Zhang got a prime number of kills on the bot side. He absolutely did. We get even more fun stats here. Prime time. The entire frontline. Baya at this point is so strong at being able to melt those tanks. There's really no fight to be had.
It's going to take a big mistake from Ultra Prime, and maybe it's Baya that's going to make it as he pops the Ghost, but he is completely flanked. It's the double TP Baya. He's going to try and trade Climber out, but he's down already. LGD make the snap decision on the flank. How much more can they get? Because Saber's teleported in. Junhao still wants to fight, but the Shockwave holds him in place. Zhang in a 1v1 with XQW. Savior goes down first, and once again, it's the solo lanes that really shine here for Ultra Prime. You can knock down Baya, but you're saying bye-bye to the rest of your base as only Sasa survives another escapade from Ultra Prime.
It's a desperation play coming in from LGD, and desperation often does not lead to success. Ultra Prime able to pick up a huge team fight win. You are absolutely on the money, Slayer. This is a solo lane gap in favor of Ultra Prime right now in terms of their output. This Akali and this Aatrox are unstoppable for Ultra Prime at the moment. It's been an absolute joy to watch these two get to play champions that they were known for, not maybe this year, but last year, which is really
not
cool.
Successful. It's better than just wiltering away slowly but surely. So we'll see if LGD continue to try and get desperate here. Do have a catch on to Junhao of all people, and the Crescent Guard into the Shockwave burns him, but boy, oh boy, is the damage out of Ultra Prime so much more massive. They trade Climber back out, and it's Zhang on the flank again. Here's World Ender, here's Saber. His blade is too sharp for anybody in LGD to deal with, and he's going after Savior next. He's going to let him live, but it's a small win for LGD as they once again drop way too many members, and they have no more control left on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically jungle for jungle, so we'll see what Ultra Prime want to do. They're not going to worry about it too much. They're going to be starting up the Baron here.
Yeah, who cares? We don't need a smite. We have a Varus with a piercing arrow that can do just about as good as a smite, if not better. Savior does have the bullet time, and he's not spotted on vision just yet. Now will be seen by Zhang, who is holding both Sasa and Savior at bay. The bullet time is actually going to be used on Zhang, but my God, his Saber's damage is just disgusting by this point. You blink and Savior's off your screen, and making a double for Saber, who has retconned his losses of game one, blossomed to it a little bit earlier, but our prayers really have been answered in the fact that we're getting to see the solo lane, marked when it comes to draft and accounted for going forward the way. When is the next play and where does it take place?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just where does Ultra Prime want to put all of their resources into right now. Zhang, of course, a full presence on the top side, but this push on the bot side has to be answered soon. There is decent wave clear coming in from LGD. Obviously, that is, a huge positive here.
Gets him out of range of a depth charge and a shockwave. Junhao's going to go all in after Savior, who is left unaccounted for, and Saber takes down Savior once more. It's time for the dominoes to fall in place for Ultra Prime, as there's nothing for LGD to do but watch this game slip out of their grasp. We're going the distance in Group Nirvana today, and Ultra Prime are putting a stamp, a seal of approval doing so.
Oh, and Saber drives the dagger through the heart as he destroys LGD on this Akali and brings Ultra Prime.
Here's the pump fake here for LGD. You can dive in with Climber and Sasa and be like, oh, we're going for your carries. But they actually are the fake out, even if they die, producing at a high caliber and also fitting in as many Prime puns as you possibly can. Though you did call it K-Man with a little bit of help from mid and bottom lane. Climber secures this. He's going to be losing a camp there, and Junhao might just pay a gank mid lane as well here. XQW can get thrown into the Graviton well. The stun does layer. Does the early game victor have enough damage to get down with XQW? Yes, with the Keeper's Verdict knockup. Should get it done in the denial of the flag and drag. Junhao showing why Poppy may be the X-Factor pick. Climber prioritizing more over this Drake stacking that he's been so fond of. He's trying to make this gank on the top side work. The pumping execution landing for Sasa will start it out. Zhang has the flash as the Cataclysm does come down, but he's safely just going to walk back towards his turret. Doesn't even have to burn his summoner.
Usually I'm not too fond of teams giving things up for free. Certainly not an ideal play style to get away with all of the time, but Zhang could be in trouble here.
Oh, the death sentences continue to stack up, and YCX goes on a hot streak with those, and the damage is more than enough with the rocket coming in to steal it. Perfectly set up to get the Super Savior Jinx, the first kill for LGD.
Would you say that that was perfectly executed, Slayer? Would you say that that is, maybe how that went down? I'm so sorry.
We had an Akali game. The observers, none of us really know how low this thing is getting. Teleport coming in the background, already below about 6,000 HP. Can Climber get in here with the flag and drag in time? It's going to have to be a steal from Climber, and oh my God, that is the worst pause I've ever seen!
Oh, it's a disaster. It's a...
Right. Oh, okay. Oh my God, we're back in. Oh my God, and Climber steals it! How anticlimactic! And now the rest of the fight breaks out here for LGD as they start to target the carries on the back end. It's desperate fallback for Baya, but he gets shut down by the might of Sasa. LGD with the tack pause might have just won the game off the back of it.
Actually insane, Slayer. The pause immediately comes back, and we get the single most pivotal point of the entire game.
But the winners are definitely LGD of the pause as they come back in, and they come back in swinging. Wow. Only in Group Nirvana, folks. Only in Group Nirvana. That's why we love it here.
This has to be the strangest game of the split so far. Quite frankly, I don't think that there is any other way to quantify what has been happening. Dragon is being taken here by LGD. That's going to stop the Dragon stacking from Ultra Prime. That would have been sole point for them, so it is worthwhile. They're able to pick up
Sasa as LGD look to continue this snowball.
It's proactive play, something Sasa's been very good at throughout his career so far in the LPL. We've seen so many reactive choices made by him, but it could be Baya who's under threat here.
Okay, doesn't have flash. Yeah, they're just going to try and get Baya off the wave so Savior can get the turret. One more rocket should do it, and now he gets excited, hits the zap as well. That forces two ultimates out. The mere thought of Savior running forward with getting excited gets the Solar Flare and Feather Storm out.
It's huge for LGD, and again, that's the fear of this Jinx that has been created through these past couple of plays.
We may see a dive come across onto this Tier 2 top lane turret. Vision going to drop here for Ultra Prime, so they don't have really that good of a clue where LGD could be hiding in their own jungle. YCX is looking for a Death Sentence angle as the wave does come in, but Savior's a bit late to get onto this turret, and Ultra Prime will put all four of their members under the top lane Tier 2 and keep it alive for another wave.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources being put here by LGD, but that's because the Baron is spawning now, and so you want to make sure you have as much control of this space as possible. Right now, this is a minefield for Ultra Prime to be able to walk into. They cannot step up. They do have a ward on the Baron, which is saving them at the current moment, but it could have potentially been disaster with Sasa.
Yeah, that one is going to be down, so another LGD tool comes off the board, and they're really investing a lot of time to knock down this tier 2 turret. It's got to be a dive or a back off at this point, guys. They've got waves in their favor as well, but Ultra Prime are just not budging. As Zhang going to eat a half-health trade there, and that is going to set up the Cataclysm. Zhang has to immediately flash out as the Keeper's Verdict does boot out Climber. Climber's out of the fight. XUW does have to flash away from the Equalizer. That's holding Savior off to the side. So a great ult from Zhang actually makes sure Savior can't step up and deal the damage, but the turret will finally fall.
Slayer, unfortunately, that was almost a perfect play coming in there from Ultra Prime in terms of a disengage and a, avoidance of a bad problem, and yet they're still walking away out of a tier 2 turret on the top side, and really without any sort of pressure on this side of the map either. It really feels difficult to find an avenue for them to play aggressively in any facet, but at the very least, they avoid something that could have been catastrophically bad game ending there.
But stopping game ending is only a small win because this last 5 minutes, LGD, the gold lead has been so preposterous. They are up 6,000 gold almost at this point and looking to really flex their muscles, mainly being Savior, who does get the LDR done. This is a 3-item jinx that you have to kill off quickly if you're Ultra Prime or you don't have a shot at this game whatsoever.
Yeah, this Jinx, they live or die by the Jinx. That continues to be the main win condition here for Ultra Prime, is somehow getting on the Jinx, but as Savior just goes to solo the Dragon here, setting up for Soul Point, we end up putting ourselves in a position where it's just hard to imagine Savior ever being in danger to be capitalized on. As long as the rest of the team ends up collapsing well enough, Savior should be able to survive long enough to allow things like Galio and Thresh the opportunity to peel that off. It's all really about if there's a major mistake coming in from LGD, and you can never put it past a team at this level to have a major positioning mistake or to make a really bad read, but it's going to require something massive in order for LGD to throw here.
Slowly but surely. That's also true. That is also true for LGD, though. So
that is true.
Oh my God, are we in Prime Day? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give free sponsorships away at this point. But
no,
we are seeing LGD set up the waves in the side lanes first to try and go for this Baron take. South has to be really careful about when he decides to try and clear out a lot of this blue-sided vision. Get some decent wards down on the outskirts, but LGD are going to be in a spot here to just continuously make Ultra Prime play the least fun guessing game that you can't buy in stores, which is when is the Baron getting taken?
It's just so difficult for Ultra Prime, man. How are they ever supposed to expect when LGD are going to be death pushing versus when they're going to be starting up the Baron? Luckily, they're able to maintain some vision, but this could be it.
YCX, good flash, get away from the initial engages. Climber's gonna hold Baya in the Cataclysm. The Featherstorm and flash has to be used, but Sasa's in the background. 1 versus 5, and he will not relent. The rocket over top. There's nothing for Ultra Prime to do but fall across the line to the might of an excited Savior. There's the dynamite going boom. There's the series wrapped up. LGD going to 2-2.
Oh, it's just disaster for Ultra Prime. What looked like they might have found something to play off of just ends in their demise. It's LGD punching their second win across Group Nirvana and unfortunately sending Ultra Prime to a 0-4 start. But what a great look from LGD, who could be a true contender here in Group Nirvana.
Everyone's talking about EDG and NIP at the top of Group Nirvana. But the question we come away with this series in is who can...
Terrifying. We talked about a scary team fight composition already generating here. That just got worse, and the scaling looks, pretty darn good coming in from the side of Invictus. I'm going to be honest, Slayer, I'm pretty worried about this FPX draft in terms of how things end up breaking down at the end. I'm really not a big fan of the end of this, the Corki and the Rel coming in. The setup here with Talia and Wukong. The rest of FPX want to take care of this. IYY is in the area, so is Dway. They can contest this.
Are we in Nirvana still? Why are we 50-50ing these grub takes as Mako gets knocked up by the Cyclone? IYY steals it away, gets the second bound. The Cyclone down is going to hand-feed Carrot Kill. No, he takes it for himself.
Rookie, his cooldown on Shockwave is going to be up soon. See where the pressure lies. Sheer potentially getting collapsed on here.
Setting a bit of a trap here for Sheer. Flashing away. Sees assist. Still going to go under the turret as Mako is going to take it up with the Unbreakable Will. Great layering of turret aggro. smart CS as possible. And
oh, there's Mako's here.
oh, they're going to double wrap. Okay. 2 plays happening on 2 different sides. Rookie's going to get hit up by IYY. The Cyclone knockup does come across. Rookie with the phase rush runs away, flashes, but IYY is going to follow. Unfortunately, the Shockwave does have just enough damage for Rookie to go 1 for 1 on his side of the play, but here comes their revolving bot lane dives. They once again go after Sheer. Unbreakable Will trying to make sure Mako takes up all the turbo. Jway holds them all in place with the Magnet Storm. Ceases comes across, but Sheer is still alive. Way has to flash out. He takes 2 turret shots. The Shy's going to take a big one as well, and here comes Chachi on the flank. More than enough damage to get rid of Way. The Shy going to have to go in. He's going to flash back to get the Q. Fancy footwork from the Shy, but I think he's going to have to pay the price as Chachi picks up the double kill.
Oh, it's chaos all over the map, Slayer. Everything happening. Top lane,
in
bot
the
lane.
pit, trying to burn through it. IG, they have to make a decision. Do they go for the fight yet? Cease and desist is mere seconds away. 5 seconds until Way can go for the ball delivery system. They knock down the mid wave. Sure, they're probably going to have to drop the Rift Herald. The Shockwave going to hold IY in place. He still flashes, smites away, and gets the Herald, but now he's far too low and has no protections in the pit. The Shy in a 1v1 against Sheer. Mako holding Kara in place, but Chachi gets rid of Way first, and Mako flies in a bit too late. There's nobody else to follow up on the damage. The Senna is not doing enough for Gala. Finally gets 1 kill back, but he's face to face with IYY. Gets himself a triple kill. Chachi's going for it all. Can he find the pentakill? The Shy trying to kite back. The quadra kill for Chachi. Can he find the kill onto Rookie? He's pushing out all the damage, but he's going to fall flat as Rookie shuts down the big bad Corki.
Oh my goodness, Slayer. What a chaotic exchange. I know I said that before, but this game is just chaos incarnate in terms of how these fights are breaking down. Both teams looking like they're on the edge of danger, but it's FPX once again who comes out on top, and Rookie is no longer safe. Care is here.
An aggressive back, and Care sees the vision. He's not steamy anymore. He's fiery with these rocks to the forehead of Rookie.
He's gonna pick up the solo. Everyone else is gone. Gala's in a bad position because he has to cover for the rest of his team, and from this point onwards, Chachi is taking over. He pulls out the Quadra, and if you were a little bit worried about the Shy trading a kill on the bot side to get Corki a little bit further ahead, here is, unfortunately, that worry coming to life, as we do see IG trading a Dragon, but see if that Rift Trail can be drifted up to the top side.
The gold lead, albeit a small one at this current juncture. Oh boy,
yeah, I mean, it's all on Chachi, and now
Here
making a play yet again.
Yep. It's that map pressure that they wanted to utilize. Shockwave going to hold 2 of them in place, but Rookie should go down. Dawning Shadow's just a bit too late coming out from Gala. Wave Vault Breakers forward, gets the Season Assist down, but they need the Senna damage, or they're not going to be able to capitalize on these kills. IYY, knock up, flash out, he gets out. Jway will be the one to sacrifice himself, but you'll take that. FPX trade their support for a mid laner. So here comes our first 5v5, and it's going to be another likely coin flip as IYY tries to get pesky in with the Wukong, but the fight's going to break out first. Weaver's Wall sections off the Shy and Rookie, and Jway goes in with the 3-man crash down to set up Sheer for a huge combo. The seismic shove. Rookie is down first. Where is the rest of the damage for IG? And it's all crumbled in front of them as Way falls to IYY. Otacon will take him down, and now things start to get real dicey. It's Gala and the Shy. All of the big damage left for IG, and a smiteless FPX trying to burn down the Otacon. This is getting awkward. Snare gonna land. It's gonna pick off Sheer. Ooh. What a great find! Down goes Care, and now the Shy and Gala feel comfortable stepping up with their range advantage. That one pick just sealed. Scaling threat for FPX. 4th drink of the game being started off. Dre's going to spot it up, going over the wall with the Hex Flash. The Weaver's Wall again, going to cut IG in half, but maybe the Shy likes his side of the fight this time as Care gets chunked into his Seraph shield from one combo out of the Shy. FPX, Soul Point may just be a fleeting hope, but IYY, it's got the pesky Wukong, not going to go for it, but Chachi gets it! The Phosphorus Bomb gets FPX on a mountain Soul Point! Threat, this game is still anyone's to take, but the shortcomings of tempo that we thought Way had somewhat cured are starting to rear their ugly heads again, but Way's trying to remedy it, drops the Season Assist into the headbutt pulverized combo. Way, the main engage tool, off the board for FPX, the first time that's happened this game.
It's a really nice pick for IG. It opens up the map quite a lot for them to be able to set up wherever they want. Right now, it looks like mid lane is going to be the target. The tier 2 could be on high alert. We will see how much attention they want to put into it. It looks like they just want to get pressure.
The Shy trying to bait in IYY. He does take it, goes for the Cyclone. Weaver's Wall on the backside of the fight, but Rookie and Mako could just exit stage left. and 2 ults are off the board. FPX now have to be on the back foot. The Shy is hunting, traps Kara between worlds into the shockwave. There's the combo we wanted. It might not have been the Vi. It's just the Shy that sets up the ball for the huge shockwave, and now he's trying to route the escape for FPX. Jotchi flashing away from Mako, who is daring them to get too close. Headbutt pulverized down onto Sheer. Can the Shy get close enough for the damage? No, but it's Rookie looking for the burst. Sheer not the target anymore as the fight splits off. IG going after multiple members, but now Rookie will finally finish off the Sheer as the Shy tinkers with a dive, but Jway wants his revenge and just catches out the Aurora.
So much is happening. I'm not even sure this play is over for the Wukong. I would actually counter, the Shy is not just the entire gold lead for IG. He is more than the gold lead. He is keeping them afloat in this game. It's a 400 gold lead. He's 3.5k gold up. He is the only one keeping them in this. So it's really going to be up to the Shy whether or not he can make it work in the back half.
All right, well, he's got more gold. Knocks down a standing turret. Snare gonna land on IYY. Not enough for IG to go in. They're waiting on the Shy off to the side as the Sheer starts the fight off with the needlework. He has between worlds drop, but he's not gonna use it again over the wall. It's Jway that goes in for the engage. Locks up Hwei, but Gala and Rookie are largely untouched on the backside of this fight, so Jway sacrifices himself. The Mountain Drake is not low enough for anybody to steal it away. Down goes both supports. Now it's the 4v4. IYY is trying to burn through the Drake. Can he spite away? Yes, the Mountain Soul goes over to FPX. Can they win the fight on the back end with Hwei way too low to try and find an engage? With his cease assist up, he's not confident to fly in because he knows he'll just get popped. Channeling the Vault Breaker off to the side, but still just too wary to really go for the gank, and IG have to let FPX walk away with...
It could be engaged upon. This tower is not safety at this point, but it is just going to be mid-tier 2 taken for IG, so for now they're
continue to be that main engaged threat. You've seen it all game long. FPX winning fights, start off with Hwei. Maybe this one is with IYY as he flash forward for the Cyclone. They're going after Hwei again. This time he gets out, goes back in with the cease and assist. Where's the shockwave going to come through? There it is for Rookie. Hits onto 3 members. Mako flashes his way back out in the Shy. Drops down the between worlds. He's dipping, dashing, and dodging all around FPX. And guess who gets to step up through the fray? It's Gala, untouched through this fight with a limited range, trying to bap down all of the FPX members. Sure, the Shy does die to the Sheer, but it's a win for IG as they get control of the Baron Pit, and we somehow split kills 2-2. All the way up here, IG don't know how the Sheer reset, though. The Death Bush is back up, but they are on a ward, so FPX know this. It's just a standoff until Sheer finally breaks forward with the needlework, but he gets exhausted, thrown back into the team. There's a between where the Shy does get out. Hwei commits a cease and assist onto Jway. In goes IOI towards the backside, but Gala is still protected. Hwei gets engaged on with the crash down. All the damage pumped out from Jotchi. Gets down Jway. IG in a man disadvantage, but they have the health bars on their side. The Shy trying to get enough damage onto Jway, but he gets back out. The Mountain Soul providing so much value for FPX as IOI flings himself into the meat grinder that is IG. He's down next. Both junglers off the table. IYY not able to participate in this fight. Jway goes to the flash combo, the crash down. It picks off the Shy. Down he falls. And it's into a 2-on-2 once again. When we finally have a fight decided these narrow margins. Maybe it's the TP from Sheer. Weaver's wall's up. He's going to go for it off to the side. Can he cut off the escape route for Rookie and Gala? They're desperately kiting back towards the enemy jungle. The side of the shove pushes Gala away, but not close enough to Jotchi. He doesn't have the range to ever touch Gala. And that's what's slowing this fight back down.
Way up
Scuttle Crab to change your game plan up to prioritize Gala. We'll see if Jway can make it work. The Shy TP's in. Elder's below 5k. Mako's trying to make sure IOI can't get close enough for Hero Steal, but he gets it! It's smited away by FPX, and now they've got the big bad Elder to roll through the fight. 3 kills in an instant, Baron in their sights, and Rookie getting chased down by Sheer. He was pummeled down all game long, but now he stands tall and proud. Forces Rookie to TP back out.
No way, Slayer. That is the 2nd steal of the game for FPX. This time it's IYY that are the ones to make the big play happen.
In a day where FPX's headlines are dominated by a new jungler coming in, it's their Rookie that need to pick up the pieces of a fallen FPX roster that has put them in position
to utilize it, as far as I am aware. So we'll still have that available for this final one. Could potentially matter, but...
And IG's base still stands, bruised, battered, but up. Kara's gonna throw down the Weaver's wall, gets a side shove flick on the Gala, in goes IYY with the knock of the Cyclone, it's enough! Down goes Gala, and now IG don't have a chance in the world of protecting their base. Wave falls as well, here comes the final push, Fun plus Phoenix, looking to take the series lead.
An unbelievable engage from FPX. They see the angle,
they got the
and
shy.
they capitalize on it. Jway, they got the shy.
Into the seismic flick, out of the Seeker's arm guard. The combos are so clean from Care right now. And IG, it's desperation, it's sadness as they watch Game 1 slip out of their grasp.
Yeah, I think this is well rounded out by FPX. I agree, you can't really go Braum in this situation. It's completely taken off the board, and IG definitely kind of spotted that. But, you know, there are definitely
down towards that side. And Grubs are 2 minutes away from hitting the Rift as well. Descent's going to land through the Arcane Shift. Great pick from Jway again. Gala has to burn the heal. The Lantern to get Jauchi closer. The PTA, it's again the Jway masterclass. No matter what the champion, this guy sets up his team for kills.
Oh, it's huge for the side of FPX, but the fight's not over.
Care.
IG's making a play mid.
Arcane Storm, hijacked Arcane Storm. Kare's going to try to heal off Way and then flash over him. That's good, but now we're just fighting in every single lane. Again, all these ultimates coming off the board. Ornhorn from the Shy forces out the Equalizer. Sheer using that defensively just to keep himself safe, but Rookie has accrued about 500 gold, means that he's constantly having lane prio, and Way going to capitalize on it in this aspect to get the first neutral off the board.
Pretty difficult to ever contest this if you're FPX. Just in any situation, if you want to set up for Grubs, you kind of have to be here now. And so IYY definitely making the call to just be on the top side to try and stay. Like FPX want a full commit.
Yeah, they have no idea where Way is. So they don't want to overcommit and get booted out of the pit or force a bad engage with Care not being able to come off this mid wave really. He needs to constantly try and answer this CS. Good on FPX to at least get one, but the pressure Rookie is generating in this mid lane is really starting to slow them down and hamper them. Even though Care does get a full combo into Rookie, the River's the main attention. Way's going for a flash hook play, and Mako has to immediately answer it. Way gets away with one grub, but the flash forward comes across from IYY. They want Mako. Keeper's Verdict does boot out IYY with a calling from Jway with enough of the piercing light, going to get the kill. Hijack Keeper's Verdict doesn't hit anybody out. Way flashes in, gets the crash to the wall. Jway is down. Jauchi's out of mana. IYY's trying to rejoin the fight. Gala kiting back, but Care's far too low to look for the regain. It's going to duck forward. Does get the amount of damage down. Jauchi flashes after, dashes, and knocks down Gala. And now, once again, we're in an awkward 2v2 with IYY desperately looking for a knockup, gets it onto Rookie. The barrier from Jauchi is clutch. Jauchi popping off for Fun Plus Phoenix.
Slayer. So it's certainly not over yet. This game can definitely still be played for IG, but Dragon has started here for FPX.
IG working their way forward. They're going to spot the Drake take with that scrying plant. The Shy over into the pit.
Oh, another
Way needs to get revenge for all the steals from last game, but he won't this time. IYY secures another. The Crescent Guard making sure no damage come through for the Ezreal, and a great Lantern out. IYY is safe, but Care, the same can't be said for him. Trapped in the pit with a 1v2, but they re-engage on the way on the backside. FPX picks up the first kill. Care lives for a very long time, forces Rookie to step up and get that first kill, but now Gala's trapped in the pit with no arcade shift out, and Jway will send him there with a gray screen. 2-for-1 kills here for FPX. Another scrappy fight.
He sure does live a really long time in these fights and take a lot of resources to break down, but Sheer is in danger here. IYY potentially to protect him.
He's got another read to shut down IG. There's no Gravitome Well. Rookie just going to have to sacrifice Mako, but Care has the double flank. It's a double wrap. Supreme coming out from FPX, but the Gravitome Well keeps Rookie alive once more. To fix these mistakes, it's FPX that need to keep their foot on the gas, pedal to the metal, and they feel big enough to go after the big bad tank. Jway, you will not be sidestepping any death sentences from him, but the Keeper's Verdict does knock out the main damage dealer. Sheer doesn't have the sauce that the 6-0 Lucian does. So immediately you're seeing the value of this Poppy, rear its ugly head once more, but FPX will turn their...
Obviously, it's well played by Way at that point, but still not a particularly positive play. Care once again going to be the target here, but it's just Mako and Rookie chasing him down. He should be able to get out of this.
Does get rooted, doesn't have flash. The Gravitome Well is going to stun. But Rookie with this Blackfire towards first build doesn't have enough juice to kill off Care.
Yeah, and if that's going to be your counter...
after the round 1 bell rings, IG feel a little like they're a little dizzy on the map. They are slower. They are being read perfectly by FPX at every turn, and now that gold lead, even being only a couple hundred, despite the big lead for Jauchi, is now... Okay, all right, IYY. All right, man. Holy, we are way too deep. Come on, man.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you know what? We can scrub that one.
Jauchi's taking a decent amount of poke in the mid lane as well, just trying to get the wave in order.
Care is on the flank.
Yep, Care's on the flank. He has a hijacked Ornhorn that he can sing his own song with, and there he goes. He's going to actually cancel the Keeper's Verdict out of Way, but he can still re-channel it as Way is very low health. The poke from Gala is starting to hurt. The Gravitome Well's going to separate Sheer away from his own jungler. He has to flash himself over the big blue wall. So it definitely costed a bit more, and FPX do end up succeeding that Mountain Drake.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a greedy play from FPX. No real reason to contest that. They really are behind in terms of tempo to be able to set up for that play. Now Care could be caught way too far forward.
Okay, he's going to have to avoid the steadfast presence slam into the wall. He's going to flash again with the heal. The slows from Mako. That turret's very low. The Oranhorn after this is not needed. Rookie picks up his first kill of the game, and IYY, he's desperately hoping this turret stays up, but it doesn't matter. Mako slams him back down. IG playing through their superstar mid laner have got him in position for them to go for a win, and they might go for more here with Jungler down. Otacon swing, and just like that, we're back even, maybe with IG looking to push themselves ahead.
That's the entire lead for FPX, completely thrown. Jway and Jiachi are going to try to make a play happen. A teleport coming in from Sheer.
All right, Jiachi's got a ton of damage. That Coling burning through the main tank here. The equalizer down over top. All of IG are burning alive, and it's going to be the Otacon stolen back under the nose of IG. They teleport back in Rookie, who needs to be the superstar again, but the slows are stacking for Sheeran. It's just a heist, a jewelry heist.
Now Jiachi's still ginormous for FPX. So is Jway. Both of them are playing great. Jway has had a phenomenal series so far, but we'll see if they're the targets here.
Okay, man, what have you done? Your caster curse in the Jays. Yep, Jway's down first. Coling comes across. Way gonna knock out a Crescent Guard-led IYY. And the pick on Jway does not cost anybody their lives.
Absolutely ginormous there again from IG. I caster cursed Jway into oblivion. I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to cause this gigantic effect. I didn't mean to Slayer it up in this cast here with another curse coming in. You know, I just had to get a part of the party, I guess. For now,
but it's still just so much on Jiachi, and you just saw the one maybe pitfall is he doesn't have the best range, but it's actually IYY that's looking for Mako. Has to flash out. Rookie also flashing on Jway's over the wall with the death sentence. Here comes the play on the other side though for IG. It's back to the same well called Punishing Care, who is out of steam. No matter how many photos are taken of him, nothing left for him in this top side as he falls for a fourth time.
Really nice pickup again for Invictus Gaming. They're just winning across the map right now for Invictus to be able to win this game, and they should be able to set up here relatively easily. Teleport coming in from the Shy.
Jiachi just has to be so careful about every step he makes as the hook does land onto Rookie. Who doesn't have a flash and eats the whole Coling for breakfast, but it bites down back onto him. Knockups come onto Jiachi, but he flashes away from Way before the seismic shove can come across. Hook onto the Shy, mid-flash forward. The turret will take him down as Jiachi makes his grand escape. But FPX are still way more hurt, way more bruised from that fight with so many members low on health bars. Gala, arcade shifting forward.
Can't get into the pit. Care at full health is going to be zoning them. And at the end of the day, is still a win for FPX. Beautifully played to keep Jiachi alive in that fight.
Just 4 series in for both of our two teams. Where do we go next? Table. IYY is going for a wrap here, but you don't have either your solo lanes that close by, so it's a bit of a fake.
To see how this ends up playing out no matter what. It is a good story, but you can't afford to get caught now. Gala stepping up.
Oh, he gets knocked out of his arcane shift again. Crescent Guard goes down, but Gala flashes right into Care. He hijacks a true shot barrage. He sends it the other way. Gala's knocked out of this fight, but Rookie's still safe. And look how much damage the arcane storm's doing with the true shot barrage. Ringing across the whole fight. Call of the Forge God does land its mark, and Jway takes the hook back in. The Rookie goes into the stasis for it. Jiachi goes down to the Shy. Call the Shy to rescue IG, and boy, has he done that and more. 3 kills picked up. IG back in the driver's seat.
Oh, and that could be Gala. It's IYY, the player who stepped up in game 1, who makes the critical mistake.
Has gotten them back into this series, and now they're looking for the killing blow in game 2. Starting up this Baron. The wrap coming out from FPX. TP is coming across. They're going to get here before the Baron can really be finished off. But Gala is still slamming home. Way going to channel the Keeper's Verdict here. Who can he knock out? Keeper's Verdict is going to land, but he only knocks out Jway, and they knocked out Way. The jungler gone for IG before the Baron can even be taken. 5v4 on the table. Jway going to rejoin the team as well. They need to capitalize on this window, find themselves a punch back after they've been knocked down, and boy, do they knock down Baron with ease. It's going to have to be an interrupt on IYY Smite because Baron is going FPX's way, and there's nothing Invictus Gaming can do about it. Are they going to try and fight their way back out? IYY certainly wants to scrap. It's the hook flash comes across onto the Shy. Jotchi can push out all the damage to just nuke the Shy. The Shy falls, the Orange down, and Kara's running amok on a Rookie. Upscott Duck is going to go wide, forces the flash on a Rookie. Kara goes after him, but maybe a bit too far forward. I'm going to protect him with the burn. Burns down Kara. And now the Arc True Shot Barrage hits its mark. Gala has to be really careful how far he pushes forward, trying to dance around the Ezreal's rage, carefully pushing in Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot. Heal comes across. Jotchi has to burn the barrier and dash back. Now it's FPX on the back foot. They have the Baron. There's no reason to overstay, but in goes IYY after Gala. Gala goes down. Now it's Way's turn to shine, but it's Jotchi that gets the double kill. Another IG FPX banger.
It's as cold as ice for Jotchi. The smoking FPX team ends up coming out on top in a huge exchange. They pick up the kill on Way's overextension. They pick up the Baron by rushing it down. They pick up the fight with a beautiful engage by IYY. And as the pendulum swings, it swings back in the favor of the Phoenix.
Ooh. I'm going to need a replay on that entire sequence. LPL, and IYY has no fear in his heart. He's got steals, he's got clutch engages, he finds angles when there's nothing. But still, he needs to bring more. He needs to find one more fight behind his squad to get this game done and dusted. And the first step, deny the Mountain Soul. But Wei is going to knock out Jway once more. IYY going to re-engage with the Crescent Guard. Care off to the side. The Equalizer doing a good job to create spaces. The Shy goes below about half HP. IG, they're kind of scrambling. They don't know if they want to chase Jway or go back towards the Dragon, but the Dragon's already gone. Picked up by FPX, and now there's no reason for them to overstay and fight. The hook can be canceled by the Shy. He goes unstoppable, but he's going to Lantern in Jotchi, and now the Shy's got a flashback out. Rookie's going after Sheer, goes into the stasis, but Jotchi gets onto the back line. Shy goes down first. It's a trade of two front lines. As the Mystic Shots are starting to land, another Dark Passage comes out, but Wei, can he find the angle onto Jotchi? No, he doesn't get stunned, and now Jotchi's trying to fight his way back out, but he won't find squat. 4 kills to IG, punishing FPX. This Lucian is ever going to bring without Elder, and it still has to be such a big impact. It's only 3 items on Care, but will it matter as IYY is getting poked down by Gala, whose damage is starting to get disgusting. Keeper's Verdict is going to get canceled because IYY is low enough to just go after him. The Redemption heal is big, though. Care on the back line is going to force Rookie back. Hook onto the Shy. He's trying to hold the front line with his big, bad health bar. IYY flashing back over towards enemy territories. Jway's Death Sentence goes wide. IYY desperate to get health anywhere he can find it as the calling finally comes down from Jotchi, forces Mako to heal, but look at this call from Care. He's going after the base. No way. It's going to be a base race.
No way.
FPX won it all. They're going after the Nexus turrets. This is the way that they can upset IG. It's Wei first back with the Keeper's Verdict. It's going to miss. Sheer gets out.
Jotchi's
and look at Jotchi. He's stalling all the backs. FPX, they're going to do it. They're going to knock down IG 2-0.